Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, and I'm excited to be making this video today because I finally finished a sketchbook. I haven't been doing sketchbook stuff for very long. I honestly just started exploring making art and drawing and painting in sketchbooks actually just this year in 2025. In 2020, fall of 2024, or I should say end of summer 2024, it was the very beginning of September. My husband was away for a week, and I had just decided to, I'm self-employed, I work from home, I do pet grooming at home, and I decided to not overbook myself with clients that week, just to have some spare time to do stuff that I wanted to do. So since I had the house to myself, and I was like, well, maybe I should get back in touch with my creative side, and I started making art again and just exploring different formats of art. I really like pretty much delving into anything and everything. I've tried collage. I've done a couple of collage pieces. I've initially, when I did start working in with paints, like acrylic paints and stuff like that, I was really exploring intuitive painting, which I'm gonna get back into because I have a hard time of creating and making art from imagination. So I do use a lot of references, and I really wish I could tap into my imagination and be able to create for imagination. I'm trying to come up with things. I do have a tinier little sketchbook than this. I think it's like maybe that size, where I'm just really jotting down ideas in it. I'd like to eventually be able to create art that I can scan and make prints and do stickers and stuff like that, but it's not really something that I will be doing really anytime soon. I really label myself as a hobby artist. I am not a professional artist by any means. When I discovered Art Hang Party, this has been a great inspiration for me because I've now joined the Art Hang Party community on their Discord, and it's great being able to chat with other artists, from hobby artists to professional artists, and see what everybody's likes and dislikes are, and learning from each other. So I will link Melissa's, if I haven't already said this, because I'm blabbing on and I'd like to get in through this and not make this too long of a video. But I will link Melissa's YouTube channel in the description. So let's get started. On the cover here, I think I just used Posca markers or the Sharpie markers on the cover just to decorate it. And then when I ordered the stickers for Art Hang Party, I was like, oh, the color just matches, so I will put that there. So let's get started. So I did the background here with Neo colors, and I've put in the date for today, and I started this in February 11th of 2025. I have my personal email here, and this YouTube channel, I ended up starting this YouTube channel on my personal email. And I eventually did create one for my my handle, Sketchcat Art, which would just mostly be used for contact information, and if I talk with back and forth with other artists and stuff like that, and sign up to like art related newsletters and stuff like that. This I added later on. I'm trying to think here now. Oh, I got this little printer. It's similar to those kids printer. It's similar to the kids cameras that print the photo. Actually, Melissa Martin pointed that product out on her channel, and it was like, I was like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. And when I went looking to see what options there were, I fell on a printer that's basically the same concept where it's just thermal paper. It comes with sticker paper, and I did order a bunch of refill stickers. I'd like to also find one, the paper that would go in here that's not sticky tape. Don't ask me why my brain wants that, but yeah, so this is what it looks like. It prints in black and white. There's other examples in here, so I just want to show you. This is a little printer here, and you just use an app and you just print the photos from your phone instead of having that little kid's camera thing. And then I have another printer that I will also talk about afterwards once you see examples in here. So just underneath this little flap here, I just have my phone number there, so I'm just gonna hide it for now. And so let's get started. So this I did with Neocolor 2s. I won't chit chat too much about everything because everything's pretty straightforward, but I will quickly mention the materials that I used. I've become quite obsessed with the Neocolors. I've recently got different supplies, so I'm exploring those a little bit, and I will talk about them as I flip through. And a lot of my references come from Pinterest or Pexels or Unsplash if they're not part of a art hang party or other art hosting YouTube video live. So I started with this one, and of course I didn't learn to put papers. I use parchment paper to put in between my papers as I'm working on them, and then once the project is over, I remove them. Once everything is dry, and if I'm not drying, I end up removing them because I find once everything is dry and set, I find there's minimal smudging, if any at all. So I started with this little parrot, and then I did this one, and I think I did marker, like a water soluble, similar to like a Tombow, but like a super cheap version. Water soluble marker for the background, and probably the bird as well. And then I went over it with probably Neocolors, I think. Feels like Neocolors, it feels waxy. So this one here, I did the same thing with the water-soluble brush marker. They're quite old. I'm just trying to use what I have. There's actually some stuff that I had that I went through and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use these, and I donated them to a little young teenage lady that loves to do some art, and I know her mom, and I just donated her the supplies I wasn't going to use, but I wanted to keep those brush markers. Eventually I'll probably upgrade. I'm not sure if I'll get the Tombow brand or not, but I'll see. It all depends on price. Right now I'm overspending too much on art supplies, and I've had 2 business expenses recently, so I'm gonna have to slow down on art supplies for now, except for the money I have set aside for my trip to Halifax near the end of this month. So water soluble brush marker in the back is the blue, and then I used Poscas, or just like acrylic markers, Posca or the Sharpie ones, and I think I added some Neocolors on there as well. This is a self-portrait I did of myself on Procreate, and I just printed it and added it to my sketchbook. This is a Debbie Draws Funny Drawing Unhinged Vintage Valentines. Debbie also, like Melissa, will host videos on YouTube and some draw along videos and stuff like that, so they're always fun, and Debbie always finds really funky photographs to to draw along to, and it's quite entertaining. And I will also link Debbie's YouTube channel on there. So these I think are all done in Neocolors. I love that pig. That was probably my favorite one. This was me playing around with my new brush pen, Pentel brush pen, and I just went on my business Facebook page to look at the photos of the dogs I've posted, and I kind of just picked one of my super anxious guys, and then I did a self-portrait. And I had done this little painting with acrylic gouache, maybe? Either gouache or acrylic. Either acrylic gouache or I can't remember, but it feels like a type of gouache anyways. I did it on a Bristol board, Bristol paper, and it was kind of just laying around on my desk, and I just decided to stick it in here. Here I did a single line self-portrait. I wrote that it probably took me about a minute. I don't know, maybe a little longer than that, but it didn't feel like it was a minute long when I drew it. I always draw myself with a really long face for some reason. I guess that's just how my brain sees myself. My cat Juno, my cat Echo. I just wrote here, Juno watching TV with me. She was at I have one of those sectional couches, and she was at the foot of that, at the foot of the couch, just looking at the TV. And here I wrote, power went out at 4:15 a.m. So doodling it is. Now my brain works really, really weird, and this past winter I was often up anywhere between 3:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning, and if I was up at 3:30, that made it for a really long day. On this day, I drew from memory my parents' house back when we had these big trees in the front. I went scrounging the photo albums to look for a front view of the house that had those trees back in the day, but eventually those trees started to die, and my dad ended up cutting them down. And I did this actually while waiting for my nephew's hockey game to start. I took a Domestica course by Sarah von Dongen, and it was about kind of drawing your surroundings and practicing drawing items and things around the house and stuff like that, and then eventually creating an art piece afterwards. So I drew a chair from my office, my see-through coffee cup. This was just a quick sketch of what I was gonna do in a separate sketchbook with paints or markers or whatever. So that's just me on the couch with my dachshund Castiel, who's extremely old. Usually there's Tessa there as well, but it was probably one of those mornings where she stayed in bed with my husband. I did this cute frog. Obviously the reference did not have glasses, but I added glasses on him, and I really like him. The flowers are made with oil pastels, which is why I've left this piece of paper there, because that will smudge unless I spray a fixative on it, and I have not done that. Another piece of Bristol where I just drew a bird with designs on it. I really love this beetle. This blue background is made with these cheap tempera paint sticks that I bought at the dollar store. This is Neocolors. This is a rendering of my cat Echo made with Neocolors. This is done with my Lamy pen. I didn't know what to draw this day, so I just did little circles, and it kind of looks like a stingray almost, I would say, given how I finished it. This is an iris flower that I did for, what is it called? Negative space. So I did Oh gosh, what kind of paint is that? I obviously have some fluorescent pink something around here. Oh, it's an acrylic paint. I just saw it on the shelf. It's the Artist Loft. I can't really read the actual name of it from here, but yeah, it's an acrylic paint that I got at Michael's. And then I took my Create Color, Mega Color Ultramarine and kind of darkened it. And after I kind of like carved out the shape of the flower. This was a reference that I found online. Again, it's one of the 3 or 4 places that I look for references. This turned out really good. I really like it. This was me swatching out acrylic gouache. Is it acrylic gouache? It's gouache for sure. It's not my Himi gouache. I think I got acrylic gouache in tubes. And then I took the watercolor set that I have, and I swatched those next to it just to compare the different textures. This was a really random page. I just put in some watercolor in the background, and I have some black gray. Is this the gray ink? I think this might be the gray ink, but I might have made it a little bit too thick. And I just kind of splashed it, and I wanted to do something else with it, but I never went back to it. But then when you really look at it, I came back to it at some point, and I was like, oh, I see different shapes of stuff in here. And I don't know if you see what I see, but I'll point it out. So down here, I see what kind of looks like a wasp. This looks like a lady that's swimming. This looks like a barn owl. This looks like the top view of a dog's head. So just picture the ear here. That would be his brow. And then his nose there. And then like the rest of his neck would go this way. And I would say this looks like either a horse or a goat or something. Kind of. Use your imagination. This is what I like about intuitive splashing on stuff, color and stuff on papers or sketchbooks, because like you really go back and look at it, and you can find you can find some designs. In my earlier videos, I do have something like that where I talk about what I find in my oh my gosh, I'm having a blank here. Abstract painting, intuitive painting. This was another self-portrait day. Again, with the long face. I don't know why I do it that way, but it is what it is. Oh, nice little lantern. That was my brush pen, my Pentel brush pen, and that is a Create Color Mega Color pencil. I didn't know what to draw this day, so I was like, oh, I'll draw my bubbly. These was the new blueberry pomegranate flavor that came out. We don't really drink a lot of the bubbly brand anymore. We prefer our no-name grocery store brand because they're more flavorful and actually more carbonated. But I was actually curious what this flavor would be like, and it wasn't too bad. And I was in the mood to, I guess, do the French side. Boisson à base d'eau pétillante, bleu à grenade. This was with my Pentel brush pen, and it's just a little dachshund statue that I have on my work desk downstairs. So this is the first art hang party session that is in this sketchbook. I have another one, another landscape one that I had started with art hang party, and I started these two sketchbooks really close to one another. This one I wrote at the beginning that it was February 11th, and the other one was February 6th. So, and that one is probably 3/4 full. So there's another sketchbook tour that's going to come soon. So this was, I didn't label the theme on this one, but this was Let's Draw Spring, I think. So there's like flowers, a theme with flowers, and I did it with my brush pen and some neocolors. And these are timed. When we're drawing them, there's a timer that counts down. So it really makes you focus on what's the most important part that you want to draw, and to let go of perfectionism, I guess. I like the carrots. The backgrounds I had already done ahead of time, just to add more color to the drawings, because we know the theme ahead of time, so I muddied that one pretty good. Little bunny. And don't mind the noises in the background. My 2 dachshunds are laying in a pet bed behind me, so they might be making some noises, especially the old guy. This one, I like this one, but I regretted using my water brush on this one because the blue background, it was a yellow background, and the blue neocolor ended up combining and turning green, obviously, because the background was made with one of those water brush pens, water soluble brush pens. I struggled with this guy with his open beak. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I had struggled. It was just one of those days I didn't know what to do, and I wanted to keep it basic, so I took out my neocolors and my brush pen, and I went on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook, and looked through my photos on there, and this was me while we were camping, and I think this was the first camping weekend we had that year. And I was so excited because I finally had a campsite to use my hammock. I got this hammock in 2023 and I didn't get to use it because I have no trees to use this at home. And this year I plan on gonna go buy one of those like metal things that like you can strap it on so that I can use it at home on really nice days. But this was the first camping trip that I actually had a camping spot that had a decent spot to set up my hammock, so it was enjoyable. I really loved it. These 2 photos are my photos as well. Are these done on the same day? 23rd, yeah. This, we went to Halifax, Nova Scotia last year. We try to make a road trip to Halifax once a year. Where I'm located in central northeast New Brunswick. If we drive straight from where we are, it's about a 4.5 hour drive, but we will split the drive and we'll stay in the Moncton area at my father-in-law's house and then drive down the next day just to split the drive in half. So last year we went to a museum. They had a dinosaur display at the museum, and then they had like a section of like these like little, I don't know if they were actual like stuffed animals. Like they must have been. So I went through those pictures and I found a little puffin here, so I did that one. This is a back view of our dog Floki. The picture was of him looking out at the river, my husband testing out the paddleboard. I had gotten myself a paddleboard late in the season last year, and my husband liked it, and then he ordered one, and we are looking forward to using them this year. I'm just gonna lift this up. So here's another little parrot. I'm trying to remember, I think this is an online reference. I didn't have nice references from our trip. Gosh, was it last year or the year before? No, it was the year. Oh gosh, no, I can't remember. No, I'm pretty sure it was 2023. We went to the Granby Zoo in Quebec, and they had these parrots there, and I love them because you can buy little like cups of nectar, and they drink out of them. This one little girl got upset because the birds would actually come on my arm and they wouldn't go near her. This is a badger. I think I got this reference on Pinterest. This is my Pentel brush pen, and I think I used that gray ink. I think it's in like an India ink. I don't know if I have it close by. Oh, it's this one here. I just got it on Amazon. I have one that's a carbon black ink to fill my Lamy pen with. This was a replay from Art Hand Party. I was kind of like looking to do art, but I wasn't really. It was just one of those weird days where like, I think it's all the same day, honestly, but I think I was probably starting to feel like, okay, I've done quite a bit. Let's see the next one. Oh, I still keep going. I guess I was really into it this day. I was looking for references, and I was just like, oh, where am I going to find references? So I went to Art Hand Party, looked at some replays, and this was from an illustrations from Master Study. So I just wrote here that I didn't follow as a timed drawing. I paused just to use as a reference. And I took my time, and I wrote, as usual, I drew too big and didn't get the full illustration in, so I didn't get like the bottom of the rooster's legs. This was a Pinterest reference. Someone made a collage of a little cat head on a little girl's body, and then there was like this leaf in cloud with like rain droplets. I found that so cute, and I was like, I'll just draw this. It's really cute. I really love that. And again, this is the same day again. Andy Warhol illustrated cat Master Study. I think I just Pinterest searched some of his work, because I really love his cats that he paints. And this is the next day. I went again on my Facebook page to look for photos, and this was one of the days that we went paddleboarding last year. By this time, my husband had his own. In the original picture, he's like way out in distance. And in this one here, I didn't outline anything with the brush pen. I kind of liked how it looked this way, halfway. Though this picture was really, really cute. It was a pig wearing a tutu, smoking a cigarette. I just wasn't feeling it to draw it. It looks really wonky. These were really cute. I liked these. I think these were... Was this another collage? I can't remember. It might have been a collage. These were really cute. I really enjoyed drawing those. I think these were more Pinterest references. So these are actually from Melissa Martin Art. When I ordered the Art Hang Party stickers, oh my gosh, I can't talk. I bought the set of 3. And with my order, she sent me a note saying, thank you so much for being part of Art Hang Party. I cut that off from the envelope. I think this was on the envelope as well. And these are some artwork that she did during her art hang party. I'm not sure about this one, but these ones are for sure. So I thought, what a best way to preserve them and keep them in my sketchbook. So if you're watching, Melissa, thank you. And on April 5th, I joined Free Draw Frenzy for the first time. Free Draw Frenzy is a co-hosted event that Melissa Martin and Deb Turcio from Debbie Draws Funny, they host together, and it's actually done on Zoom. So instead of watching live YouTube where you can just chat with your co-hosts, you can actually on Zoom talk and see people's faces. So it's that was really, this was my first attendance, and it was really, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. So the references for this event was illustrated cats. So it was a book of cats. So we drew cats, and I used my Neo colors again. I think this was everybody's favorite guy, and definitely was my favorite guy. I like him. Mischievous little kittens. Cat playing the flute, wearing his fancy suit. On the 6th, April 6th, so that would have been a Sunday. I was in the mood to draw, but I didn't know what to draw. And if anybody follows Danny Gregory's sketchbook school, I went back on his replays and I tried to follow along, but I guess drawing along with a pencil. It was also timed as well, but I feel like they were so detailed that I wanted more time on it. But the theme was Let's Draw Egypt, and I think I only did those two. Yeah. On the 7th, I wasn't really feeling it with these two. I wanted to go back and add more details, and I think these are done with watercolor. Just having some fun here. Did a silhouette of a crow, and then I just added some nice little markings on top of it with my white Posca. I think they're actually it's all done with Posca. And then I went to Art Hand Party again to watch replays. I wanted to draw, and I wanted to draw, but I wasn't really in the mood to draw, so I wanted something that was really mindless and easy to do. I also made a note here that I didn't follow the timers because I really wanted my pictures to be somewhat completed and colorful. I did this one on the 14th. So these are more of those sticker printed from this printer. Like Life with Pets. This cat started cuddling with this dog. That's my cat Echo. She's the representation of my sketch cat, and she's a sketch cat. But I bought these like toy bumper things to block off underneath the couch because both cats would go hide underneath the couch, and now that they have like really no place to go hide all that much, they've become a little bit more social with us. She was more social than her, but now it's kind of like going backwards where like she's getting more social and she's being a little bit more independent. I guess I should tell you all of their names. That's Castiel. He's a mini long-haired dachshund. This is Tessa, Echo, Floki, and Juno. These three are rescue cats. We got these two at the local SPCA. I took her off the street. There were other kittens, but I was never able to catch them because the mother moved them. And I got these two from separate breeders, but dachshund breeders in the province. Her breeder stopped. I'm not sure about his. On the 15th, I was playing with acrylic markers, self-portrait, bug, another bug. Oh, I like this guy. I had an idea like this. It wasn't the exact same idea of how I rendered it in this sketchbook, but I really like how, I'm gonna have to lift my phone here. I really like how I got the eye. I was really happy with how I got that eye to look. And you will see me draw a lot of things that's just one eye. The one eye thing for me is spiritual. It kind of just represents the third eye. I think I did these with my Neo colors. Reference. These were two separate photos that I kind of smashed together from Pexels. I think I found this guy on Pexels too, but what's going on here? This is me playing around with my acrylic inks. And I was like just drawing with the pipette of the acrylic inks. And I did my dogs. Here for Tessa, I wrote, drawn with a chopstick in the acrylic ink. I found wood chopsticks that I'm not using. My husband never uses them, so I stole a pair. I did him on a piece, I think this is a piece of watercolor paper that was laying around, so I just cut it out. And here, I was like, oh, what do I draw? And I bought these new colorful socks, and they bring me joy. So enjoy the little things that bring you joy. And I'm going to remove my sandals because I'm going to show you my socks. I saw those and I was like, oh, I have to have those. The little things that make us happy. So these next few pages are just an idea that I had for zodiac related images, and again, the one eye things happening in these. I'm leaving these as just a red sketch. I don't plan on doing anything else with these. These are just here for the idea that I had that I will probably get back to at some point. So the Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, that's me, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and just a little eye thing that I did on a sticky note. I recently signed up to Debbie Draws Funny's Patreon, and the Weirdo Drawing Clubs that she hosts on her Patreon is a paid tier, and I signed up for it. I was like, you know what? I'm being called to it. I'm gonna get to it. I think a lot of her Weirdo Drawing Clubs are hosted during the week. I didn't get to see this one live. I got a reminder and I was in the middle of something. So I'm still new at figuring out the whole Patreon thing and seeing where people post things. So hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to hop on a live one. So this one was Fashionable Pets. I went back to the replay, but I didn't watch the whole replay because I was doing something else and I was just killing time. This is supposed to be a cat with a wedding veil, and then you got like the groomsman cat in front. This one was my favorite. This is so freaking cute. Italian greyhound, a greyhound, Persian cat, and I absolutely butchered this bulldog's face. I was like, okay, this is where I'm stopping because that's it for that session. And this was yesterday, and I was like, I'm almost done my sketchbook. I gotta finish it. So I just splashed on some of the cheap stuff, paint stick stuff, and giving myself a reminder to trust the process when it comes to making art. I did a single line Tessa with a rainbow marker, a marker pencil, and I got a pack of these on Amazon. There's no brand name to them at all. I think they're a knockoff of the camel ones that everybody gets. And they're to be creative. A daffodil. Spring is finally springing. The birds are singing. I did this one today. This is an image that popped up on my Pinterest feed, and I started by doing something else and I didn't like it, so I took the paint stick in black and like just colored it all in black. And so this is kind of like negative space version of that picture that I saw on Pinterest. Another reminder to make messy art. The background I did yesterday and I finished it today. The blue and the black is the acrylic ink that I got not that long ago. I bought these today actually. These little pens. I really like the blue. And a little while ago I bought red and blue pencil lead. They're erasable. And that's what the where are they? That's what these are drawn with, the zodiac pieces. Yeah, pieces of artwork. And I also swatched these in a different sketchbook, but I got these Arteco. They're labeled watercolors. I got this on Amazon. I wanted more vibrant colors. And they're labeled watercolor, but they have a gouache feel to them. I think it's a watercolor gouache, just by the feel of them. But yeah, look at those colors. And this is the last page. I wanted to add more color to this background, but this is literally pictures of them today. And this brings me to the other little printer. I bought this a little while ago, actually. It's a little Canon, I don't know the dimensions now. It's a 3 by 2 by 3 inches photos. So it doesn't take ink. It's heat activated. So I don't know exactly the technology, but yeah, so it's heat activated through the paper. So it's really cool when we compare it to, where is it? When we compare it to the black and white ones. And then I had used that with that other black and white. I took a picture of one of my tarot cards and the info of the sketchbook. And that is that. I can't wait to finish my other sketchbooks and make another sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, just like this video and hit the subscribe button. I don't post very often, but I appreciate you for being here. And again, I will post in the description Melissa and Deb's YouTube videos, so go check them out as well. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.